Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome to Introduction to Business 121, offered by the College of Lake County. Today we're going to be discussing the requirements for the individual feasibility research paper and PowerPoints that you've been working through the semester. You're taking me in an online class either for a 16-week course, a 10-week course, or an 8-week course if this is a summer class. Usually in a 16-week course, you'll be doing a team feasibility research paper. Even online, you'll be working in a group. And an 8-week and a 10-week, since it takes a little while for students to get accustomed to doing online work. Some are, been there. I get a mixture of 50-50%, brand new students never been online, and other students who have been online. So looking at that, they'll be doing the same project only as an individual. So this recording here is focused on the individual, but you can look on the team one, and just in case I might have mentioned something a little bit different, but it's the same procedure. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to go into your feasibility research information tab in Blackboard. It'll be available. If not, send me an email. And here's a YouTube that I've created, how to submit your PowerPoints within Blackboard to me. It's submitting it similar to how you'll be submitting your feasibility paper. It has to be in a Microsoft PowerPoint for here. The paper has to be Microsoft Office, not Google.com. You have to save it as a Microsoft document because this is what Blackboard utilizes as a platform for me as the instructor or other instructors at the College of Lake County or any Blackboard course you're taking in other schools, because it's almost a like a Microsoft Office, for lack of better words. It's a standard out there. So when I'm taking Blackboard, it has to be submitted as a Microsoft Office document. It has to have DOC or DOCX, but Microsoft Office, not as a Google Doc. Okay? So you just click on this, just like on here. You go on here, and there I am, all bouncy again, and it'll explain that. Now today we're going to be talking about your feasibility study. So where you're going to go flip down to, you're going to go into my, pull up the mind maps, and I have the mind maps, and this one I got to just update here a little bit. Okay, so you're going to click on this mind map, and it's going to be 11 editions. Okay, so you're going to click on this mind map, and you go open, and you go okay. And here's your mind map. You had the mind map on here. Print it out. Make sure. What the heck they got? Problem. The technology. Okay. Okay. Print it out. For lack of better words, print it out. Tape the two ends because it's easy for you to read. And now you're going to have to do these 7 headers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Okay, so we have that. Let me just turn this off. So now you have the mind map. Okay, you print that out. What I'm going to go is into the same mind map, only those of you who have taken me already for all of my classes and looked at my YouTubes, uh, the recording lectures, flip the classroom lectures, you notice that I use MindJet. It's a business program that I do my lectures and I add on to it. Follows with the reading. Now this is the requirement for your individual or team paper. Depends if you happen to pull this up, because you can't open up the other one. Okay, I need an executive summary. I need a market. You're going to have to open up a paper in document, say George's Hot Dog Stand, Business 121, and you save it as a Microsoft Office document, and this is your feasibility research paper. That's it. It's going to be an APA. Now what you're going to do, you're going to go into, for lack of better words, you're going to put in these 7 headers. An executive summary is similar to an abstract that you're doing when you're taking an English class or reading a book. What's it about? It's the first thing you read. It's the last thing you could do, because you have to do the whole thing here, and then you'll be able to say, here's what our mission is, here's our customer base, here's everything else we're going to be talking about. So that's your executive summary. You have that in there. Then you're going to have another header, and it has to say market analysis. And here's your market analysis. Then you have another header you put in there. Number three, you say the marketing. Then you're going to put number four, your advertising. This website is websites you could look for information to help you with your own business. The Department of Economic Commission, Commerce State, Illinois, bureaus will help you. The economic organizations use these to get more information. It should be like this. I apologize. Okay, so you got your websites. That you will be required to at least give me a website. You could just say George's Hot Dog Stand, www.hotdogstandgeorges and .com, whatever. And you don't have to create this in this class. You take me for marketing, you will. But in this class, just have that. You should just go in the internet and type in the website to see if there's one out there active. If there is, I'll take points off because look, you're developing a new product, a new business, and the first thing you have to do is secure your website. This is the world, e-commerce. Make sure I have the website because I want an easy website. Somebody already has. I might have to change my name, my whole plan. Because once I start branding my product, what you're going to find out in here, or my service or my operation, I don't want to go back because once I keep on building on it, customers will relate to me. Walmart has their smiley faces. Target has the bullseye, right? So they want to change. Okay, so you're going to have the marketing, advertising, operations, your critical risk, and your recommendations. Now, the executive summary has to convince me to read this document of yours. That's the first thing I read. And then I read all of this through here, and the recommendation will be at the end. Yes, I recommend this product. Yes or no. And I'm going to go through each one. But some students may not go through the whole thing. So I know what I got to do, right? So I'm going to go right now into a quick overview. And I will do it this way. So if I'm looking at this, let me just go in here. What do you need? 300 words per page. A minimum of 3,400 words is what I'm requiring. For the individual one, I think I'll go with 2,000. I forgot. I think 2,400. It'll be perfect. I mean, it's just about like 8 pages. I'm going to overburden many of you, but yeah, we'll do it like that, okay? Maybe do 28,000. I want to make this a challenge for you, all right? You see, we're live. You need all 7 headers. You have to have at least for each 5 vocabs. Let me make it clear for you. We're live. You know, vocabulary or concepts. Concepts for underneath each of the 5. I'm looking for at least 35 vocabulary out of the paper. Come on, you're taking a business class. You start using the vocabulary of the words. That's what gives you credibility. Okay, must be in bold and underlined. So the key words I have to have in bold and underlined. I'll have some examples. I have one example in there. Okay, you need APA citation, 6 outside sources. Now let me just pause this for a second, and I'm going to go into my Microsoft Word. And for those of you who've had me, where do I get my 6 citation? This is my thing I'm going to write. So if I'm going to put a citation, I want to put a citation in here. It has to be APA. I'm going to go into references. If you got Microsoft Office 2000 and what do you call it? 2010 and 2013 or 16. Now you should already have that. Go references. You see where it says style APA. Boom. Okay. Insert. Okay, so insert citation, add a new source. So here I'm going to go. Is it from a book? Is it so? How do I know how to set up an APA? Go down there. Is it a website? Is it an interview? Okay, so here's an interview. You're going to interview. Who's the interviewee? Me. I'm going to go Dr. George real quickly. Title, owner. Okay. Interviewer, student. Okay, year. Now here's where I know it's an APA year. So we're in 2016. That month. I don't know. Let's see what's month this one. So I go April. I go 4. Okay, and day and today is the 25th. All right. Oops. Okay, 25, and then I'm gonna go okay. And here I have it. See, so you'll have who I am. You know, remember, it's already said in APA. The reason I know it's an APA, American Psychological Association, because it has the date. In business, as you've done, you have to have the most current within the last 5 years. I'm opening up a new business venture. I'm opening up a new product. I have to have information, source, credible information that is current, not 5 years. The demographics in 2010 was Polish people. The demographics in 2016 maybe Hispanic, maybe Eastern European, maybe Korean, maybe Chinese, maybe Japanese, maybe Middle Eastern. I need to know that current. I don't know what's back there because I'm making decisions to go within the next 6 months or sooner with this project. If it makes sense. Okay, so that's how you do it. You see what I'm talking about? And then later on, you'll have your bibliography. You could insert a bibliography. It sets everything else up for you in Microsoft Office 2010 and up. All right, so let me just put this down, and we're going to go back into my feasibility. So let's go back into my mind map. So now you have that. You're going to have grammar. Is at a college level, right? It has to be turned into Microsoft Word, Blackboard, not into an RTF file. That is gone. Okay, let me just resave that. Relies, so I'm making the corrections. Has to be a Microsoft Word, and when I'm looking at Microsoft Word, I'm looking at DOC or DOCX. Remember, when you save something and do a Google Doc and you submit it like that, it assumes that I have access to Google Doc. That means I got to go into log in. I want to save it as a DOC, Microsoft Office document. At the college, you could just go into your students portal and you have Microsoft Suites 356, I think it is. It's a free download for a Mac users or for an IBM or standard computer users. As long as you're a student at the college, it's free to you. You have Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, and everything else. Get used to it. This is a business. This is a requirement for the course. This is the software I want. This is software I want you to use. When I'm taking a stat class, they tell me I have to use Minitab or I have to use some other kind of software. I can't complain. That's a business norm, and this is the business norm. Okay, turn it into Blackboard. Must be in a Word doc. Okay, see full rubrics. You could have that one paper for, since this is for an individual, one paper for a team. Oh, I just want one paper. One paper from just one paper. If individual or team. All right, you submit it. I use the same document. And cat may appear. This one does not pertain to you as an individual, so I'll just get rid of this. All right, and I'll save this as my individual. I'll update that in here. So for an individual, it's only one paper. You'll submit it in Blackboard, and I'll show you how to do that. Are we good? Okay, so what's required on here? I'm going to go just read it through. Your adults executive summary is an overview. So here's what you're going to find out. I'm looking at this, and I'm not going to go through all of this. Okay, you are required at this class and this level, product or service. So you're going to tell me a little bit about your product or service. Okay, make sure the first sentence captures the reader's mind, allows a quick overview, appears first but last. Everything we talk, new business venture, or I'm just going to go company. Let me just make this a bit larger for you. 1 second. Where the heck expand? Okay, larger. I think at 150. Yeah, didn't go. Well, maybe it was 150. I'll go 200. There we go. Now you can see it, okay? If you're off your smartphone. What's your product or service? Remember, you're not telling me all the information. You can find that here. You just give me a general overview. This is tell me something about your company. Because if I'm analyzing it, I have to understand this is what you're making. Who's your customers? Who you're going to target? Who's your competitors? I have to understand something about your operation as an investor, or even on my own self. I need something. What's my mission? What's my purpose of this business or this venture? Okay, human relationship, and on this one here, don't get too much into detail because remember, this is a feasibility study. It's not a full-blown business plan. This is just to say, hey, does it make sense? Somebody says the idea is good, we've got this. Now what I want to do is where I'm going to open this up, and does it make sense to open this up in this area? Will there be a custom? Is there a market, as we've read about in our chapters, for this product? And a market means that people want it, or and it could sustain me, willing to pay for it. Not that they want it, but not willing to pay for it. All right, they want it, they're willing to pay for it, and my product grows and develops and matures enough so it could be sustainable over maybe 3 or 5 years, and then I have to invent myself or bring in new products into that. Okay, so and financing, how much do you need? And this one here, when I'm looking at how much do you need to get a product going forward, and here, let's look at this one. I'm doing a feasibility. I'm going to change this. It's look at this one, financing. I'm looking at this as provide monthly income. Let me stop this for a second here, class. Okay, let's look at this one in the financing. Since it's a feasibility study, as I mentioned before, we assume someone's already says this is an idea going forward. Now, what you're going to tell me is how much revenue do I need monthly coming in, that's sales or of my product, or customers buying my product, and average cost, and what are my monthly expenses? Hopefully, you're going to say, hey, I'm breaking even, and then what's going to be my profitability? Uh, you know, how long before I start making a profit? Okay? All right. Does that make sense? And I'll update the map on that. So that's going to be your executive summary. You're going to state that maybe in 2 paragraphs. Now you're going to go to market analysis. The market analysis is who's your customer? Target the market. How do I plan to turn this into an idea? My customer profile. Can I make a profit? Research the markets. Why will they buy from me? Any negative impact? Market size. What's my current size? And that's a lot of information. You're doing research. Remember, you're researching the data first, and then you're going to do the analysis and come up with a marketing plan. Who's my competitors? What brings customers in here? Can they afford or even want my product? What I want to say, when you're looking at some of this information you're researching, that's why you could utilize this information for when we did the quick overview, the flipping back and forth, and you have to have what do you call APA citation, 6 outside sources. You could interview an owner of a boss. You could look if it's George's hot dog stand. Look at Sammy's hot dog stand that's right around the corner of College Lake County, and see what their menus are. Look at their site. See how what their pricing are. And now that could be a source in business that you say, hey, I have to look at this, my competitors, and I found out what their pricing, what their menu, what their strengths or weaknesses are, like we did in our chapters with our promotion and our SWOT analysis that we've did, and you already had that. Remember, you did the promotion, the P's, how you're going to promote your product earlier. You also did the SWOT analysis. Oh, geez. You also had to identify your business and tell me the name, the logo, the reason, who your customers are. You have all those pieces, put it into this paper. You were building as we were taking this class, okay? So now you analyze this. Now you're going to do the marketing. Remember? Who's now in the marketing plan? How are you going to contact them? Don't say, I'm going to open up a hot dog stand. I'm going to put a sign in a billboard. I'm going to send out flyers. I'm going to contact the local colleges. Am I going to go to the Chamber of Commerce? I need some information. Who are your competitors? They're already out there. Why would your customers going to one hot dog stand want to try mine out? What's my promotional mix? I'm going to give a trade coupon. And these are all not in a bullet. You're writing this as you're writing a proposal or an action plan. Okay? Added value. What's your pricing? Place. Why here? Why would you open up here? Because close to my customer base. Or I got traffic, true traffic. I got a great location. Okay, what's your marketing campaign? Remember, when we talked about marketing, when you listen to my chapters, marketing is the heart of your message. So if I'm opening up a brand new hot dog stand, what's the message? Fine, I got good hot dog, but my first message is awareness. George's hot dog stand is opening up. He's having Vienna hot dog stand. He's have remember if you look at what Burger King's doing with the hot dog stand, they have a marketing campaign. That's their integrated marketing. They found out what customers, hey, some customers may want it, maybe not a lot, but a good percentage is that we can make a profitability, sustain this operation. We already got the grill and everything else. Throw a few hot dogs on there. The buns, we make them a little bit different, modifying that. It's not that big of a change for the individual franchisees and the corporate Burger King. Let's sell it. So then they have a campaign, they have coupons, everyone's going. Burger King's coming with hot dog. Will it go? We'll see in a while. If it becomes successful and customers are going to Burger King for hot dogs and hamburgers because they have a choice, you're going to see Wendy's and McDonald's most likely also added on. But why spend the money when somebody else is doing? So this is what they're doing. New, they know their competitors, they know their markets, they know what they're selling. They want to sell something a little bit different to their target audience, giving them added value by coming in there. What's the strengths and weakness? We already did the SWOTs, added in here. Any international exporting, and it could be you may not be exporting hot dog, you may be exporting your T-shirts, your hats, or something, or your process. Okay? And then the website we had. Now the advertising. The advertising, now I got the market. So I understand the research. I know who my customers are. I analyze the market. Now I'm doing my marketing campaign. So here's my message. How do I get my message to my customers? If I'm advertising to baby boomers, my age, I still read the papers. I still old fashioned. I get the Tribune, the Daily Herald. That's a good place. George's hot dog stands open up. Come on, you could get to me. If I'm trying to get Generation Y, X millennium, what they would read, they're on the social media. They're on their Facebook. They're on their smartphone. They're on Instagram. They're on YouTube. They're on the Twitter. They're on different social media, LinkedIn even. How do I get to them? How do I kind of get them? How do and not being obnoxious? So there's another way to attract to them. Another way I reach them, and that's what advertising. Advertising is the communication of your marketing of your business, the formal communication. So newspapers, tell me what newspaper, local journal, I need a name. Tell me Daily Herald, Wall Street Journal, radio station, message sent, why, when, right? Billboards, what locations, TV, and TV, the cost isn't as bad as you think, since now cable TV, direct TV, they could localize your message for that area only and not waste it to people down in Chicago. They're not going to come to George's hot dog stand unless they're driving out here for going to Gurney Mills or something. They're not going to make that trip. It's not why I'm wasting money. I'm paying for something I don't need. Okay. Okay, so ads, your SWOT, your advertising plan, exposure, when, how often, why, how, at what time, timing, in advertising, the exposure and frequency, how often because you're basically helping the individual retain and recall. Okay, e-commerce, if you're going to have any, look, you're just writing a few words on this. You're going to have your, 300, 2,000, and 800 words easily for the individual paper. If this is a team paper, you happen to look at it, it's like 4,500. You have more members in the team. I expect a little bit more. Are we good? Okay. So now, operations. Tell me a little bit about your operations. See, another header. We didn't talk too much about the operation. Just tell me, here's the location, here's the advantage. I'm downtown, so I have a transit customers business at nighttime. There's a different market. I'm trying to attract college students into the facility out there. Physical space, I need a square foot of something. If I'm opening up an exercise gym, what do I need? If I look at some of these exercising places, all you're doing is renting equipment. I have no swimming pool, no sauna. I just need floor space. Now, if I'm opening up like LL exercising, right? That has to be like a swimming pool. That has to be a full facility. I try not to market one over the other. I don't, it's just a one here locally to me in Lake Zurich. All right. So I got space, production, training. Who's your labor force? Okay. What are some of your critical risks? Don't say, economy is always a critical risk. Global influence, new rules, new regulations. The healthcare costs could go up. Certain requirements. Everything else is. If I'm looking at costs for employees right now. If they go in, minimum wage goes up to 15. Let's put that in because that's what's on the market or how, over time I have to plan for that. Could I afford it? Okay. And then the last thing you're going to do is your recommendation section. What do you recommend? Don't say, yes, I recommend this product. Remember, the first thing I'm doing here. Okay, let me just bring this all down here, expand to one so everyone can see it. The first thing I'm doing here in the executive summary, I'm selling you. Read my product. Here's everything else in here. Read it. Oh, yes. And you just give me a quick overview, like you would in a book, an abstract, or what we call in business an action plan. This could be, different names, same kind of format. Give me something about it, and then you break it down into the different types of sections or bodies that's required for the paper or by your boss or your establishment or your customer or your client. Okay, so now I've got the executive summary, so it gets my hook. I'm interested. Now I'm reading all this, and then the ending says, yes, I recommend this because of this. We could turn a profit. It's sustainable. We understand our customer. There's a need, very little competition. We have a good product. We could make a profit, a return on investment, 10, 15, 20%, whatever. Don't tell me lots of money. I need percentages. I need some number. This is a detailed plan in business at this time. Customers don't want to say, well, I want a nice house. Well, I want a beautiful house. Show me the details. So show me the architects. That's what you're doing now. You're adding meat into the structure, the bones of this process that we're doing now. This is a feasibility. The first phase, do I want to go further now and actually find out how much money is going to cost me? Remember, in the first one, it says how much you think to start the project. That's your best estimate. Now you want to say it could be sustainable. You're just looking at, yeah, I think I could get this with such an amount I could build. And then the next plan would be the business plan if you take for a business management course here at the college is a good course. Entrepreneur classes are good ones to help you develop your action plan or business plan the next stage. This is just, hey, it's a great idea. A lot of students, when they're opening up business, even for my courses or other instructors at the college, when they go through this process and you go, man, I know this, I got the idea. I didn't think about the marketing. I'm not sure about my customers. I didn't think of what kind of message I need. I didn't even think of about a name. I didn't think, hey, can I supply them? I didn't ever think, once I open up, will it sustain me for so long? What do I need? I need a plan. And this is what this is. This is the first phase, a feasibility research. Yes, this is how much it's going to cost me. I could sustain it. And now I will go forward and start getting more detail, going to the next phase and doing a full business plan that could be anywhere from it could be anywhere from 50 to 150 pages. All right. So you know everything you need. Remember, your executive summary. You need all this. Your quick overview. Make sure you give me a minimum of 2,800 words for individual, 4,500 for teams. All seven headers identified by title, title, vocabulary and concepts, APA citations, grammar, has to be written at a college level, turned in Blackboard, must be a Microsoft Word document. Okay, do you see where I'm at? Not, I got that wrong. Get rid of this. Sorry. Not RTX file extension. It doesn't work with the new Blackboard. That's why I have to update this thing. Are we good? Take care of that. You're live with me. Okay, full rubrics and Blackboard you can see, and we're done. So that takes care of my concept map. I'll say save. Let me just put this down. All right, so you have that. You have your research. Now, here's some other stuff. You have enter zip code. You have individual research rubrics for team counts, 4,500. Yours is 2,000 800, but the same kind of rubrics, seven headers, the 35 vocab, nothing changes. You still do the PowerPoint. Here's a paper written by one individual, so this works out good. Here's her PowerPoint that she did on here, and requirements. This is feasibility research requirements for mind map, and I am getting rid of this one because the one I'm recording now is my updated one. Okay. So it'll be off there out of a Blackboard in a second. And here's some information, government census, and you should do well. Now, how do I submit this? You're going to go back into your weekly assignments, okay? And at this time, you're going to go into weekly assignments. Hang on a second. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to go and I'm going to show you how to attach your Microsoft Word document within Blackboard. I'm going to go into the student mode so I could attach it as a student. Let's see, there you go. It's entering the student mode. It's going to take a second. Okay, I'm in the student mode, so I'm going to go into my weekly assignment. You see, hey, everything's done. And weekly assignment, I'm going to see, oh, there's my weekly assignment, week 10. Module, in this case, it'd be week 10. If you're taking me a 16-week course, it'd be week 16, whatever. But, all right, so I'm going to click on here. And there it tells me I have two files, two things. This one's feasibility paper, 150 points, turn in here. The next one, week 10, to submit your PowerPoints here, worth 50 points. Week 10, attach your PowerPoint, attach your feasibility. Okay, so what do I do? I've got my paper. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click on this. And it's going to say the rubric tells me everything I need. I could view the rubric. Look at the rubric. The rubric tells me what I'm looking for. Executive summary, looking for the 7 headers, 2020. That changes. Remember, 2028. I haven't updated the rubric. Tells you everything that I'm looking for. I exit the rubric so you know what's the rubric. You're not going to write your submission. You're going to basically browse my computer. You have to agree to plagiarizing tools. The only way you're going to see it to make sure that you're not taking somebody else's work and just submitting it to me. Okay? So you're going to browse my computer. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say a Microsoft Word 10-year. And let me see. Let me find a different one. Browse my content. Browse my computer. Find something I want in here. I use this one. Here's this one. Okay. I'm going to go do not attach. This one I do not attach. Okay. I have this one, browse my computer. This is the one I wanted. I'm going to say everything's good in here. The comments here is where I want what you don't put your paper there. You're going to say, enjoy reading this paper. Oops, paper. Okay? And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to submit it. I'm a student now. And I know it worked through because here it is. Here's my whole paper. You see what I'm talking about? And that's how I know. So I went into a preview, and that's all it's going to do. I'm going to go into my grades as a student. And what will I see? I will go down to, remember, in your grades, you always look at your current grade, view current grade. I got a D in my own class. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you're getting C's, B's in this class. Okay, but this will bring you up to at least to the C. And you go down there, submit your paper, and what you're going to see here, here's a homework assignment, it's upcoming. I submitted, and I got the green asterisk needs grading. That means I, as instructor, have to grade it. I click back on this, and what it'll take me back. Oh, here we go. My paper. Hang on a second. And it takes me back, but I haven't graded it. So far, so good. Okay, now I'm going to go back as I'm going to exit this. I'm going to come back in as an instructor, and I'll show you my own paper, what I will do, what you will be required. So I'm back in here as an instructor. Okay, now I'm in the grade book as an instructor, and I say, oh, Student Mochocki, how's he doing? I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grade his paper. Go in here. I'm going to see the attempt, and I'm in this instructor's view now. Remember, so I'm going to come in here, and I'm coming back in here. And what do I see? Here's the paper. Here's the articles for a document. I'm going to go into safe assignment, and it's going to tell me 5%, right? I'm going to see what my word count is. Just look at the original. This is what I'm looking at. Plagiarizing, and it tells me here is somebody else did, another student's paper. Information on here. Okay, just look at it for information. If I see 30, 40%, that means you didn't cite it properly or you did cite it properly. So I'm looking at this, right? No plagiarizing. Do your own work. I should see at least 2 or 3%, but no more than that. Now, as an instructor, I will do several things. A lot of times you go in here, I'll make my comments as I'm reading along the paper, or I may come in here and I'm going to go point the comment. I may just come in here and say, oh, this is good idea, a good idea, oh, God, good idea. okay, or whatever my comments. Now, when I'm putting my comments in here, they're not usually full sentences. They're no different than I'll be writing comments as I'm grading a paper. Look at that. They're just information. Sometimes they're good comments, saying, "Hey, great idea." Sometimes, "Hey, not so good," or whatever. And I go through here, and then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to give you. Remember, you have your feedback. You have everything else in here, and I could say, "Great paper." Great paper. Please, what do you call it? Please read my comments. And that's how it's done. And I'll submit it, and I'll put a grade in here. And this one, George, geez, give me all the word counts. I got my 2,800 words, remember, because I found that out here. And I give you 140. There's areas you didn't use the heading or whatever. Okay, because remember, when I do the word count, how many words did I have? I had 7,000. I love them. I went way over than what I needed. I'm looking at 2,800. Anything lower, you start getting marked down quickly. It's very objective. Okay, here are my comments. I submit it, and I'm done, and I'm finished. Okay, so now what I've got to do is come in here, pause. Okay, what am I here now? I'm going to go into my grade books as a student. I'm back in a student. My grade went up. I got the points. It helped me from my D to a C minus. I'm still passing C minus. And I go down here. I go, where's my paper? And here's the paper I submitted. That's my forum research paper. I didn't do no homework in here. Here's my grade paper, feasibility, view the rubrics. And I could click on this, and it says great paper. That gives me the comments. And then what I could do, where was I at in here? Paper, paper, paper. And then I could just click on the paper. And here's my paper. Remember, the one thing just gives me the comments. Here's my papers. Here's tells me what I did, and any comments I would have put in here. I didn't save it when I did the comments for you, and you should be okay. Are you okay? So that takes care of that. So that's it for how to submit your paper here to me. Exit preview. Okay. You're doing well. Look at your overall grade. You do the paper, and then when you're going in here to submit your PowerPoint presentations to me, instead of make sure you go again to the weekly and you submit it through here. Click on that, similar to what you did to the Word document, your feasibility. Browse my computer. Don't submit it under a right submission because you could do it all that. I can't give you any comments on that, so I'll take some points off. You browse my computer and you attach the file to me. All right. Again, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and this is Introduction to Business 121, offered by the College of Lake County. Make sure that you look at my concept maps. Let's see, I'm going to just went in here. Go in here, view the files. Everything you need is in here. Uh, Feasibility study. Look at what I have. Open up the mind maps. Look at the videos. You have all the information, and I'm going to be very happy. And trust me, when I read your proposals, your action plans, I learned so much from you. You are so creative. You have that idea. What I'm trying to do out of this exercise is that you're not just doing a lot of busy work. You're actually applying what you've learned out of this course and putting it into a tangible product that you could present either to your boss, to your supervisor, or it's the first step of your dream of opening up your own business or a new product line or a new service that you may be presenting to your company as an action plan. All right, so my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and this is your individual feasibility paper and PowerPoint requirement. And I'll see you uh, online in our forums, and I can't wait to read your papers. Thank you very much. Bye.